Quick story about crime that perfectly exemplifies how traitorous the Liberal Party is. Pierre Poilievre has smartly tabled a bill that would be a 3 strikes law. If you are convicted of 3 serious crimes in Canada, you get no shot at bail, no shot of getting out early. You are going to prison for the length of your sentence. 3 strikes law. Common sense conservatism. You look at a chart, crime rates in Canada, they go down massively when Harper's our prime minister, then they shoot up when Trudeau's become prime minister, and they continue to shoot up. Violent crime rates up 30% since 2015. Crimes against women up 60%. Petty crime up 80% because these lax, soft on crime policies. The Liberals absolutely refuse. You're hearing Carney and his cronies at Capitol Hill talking about how the 3 strikes law doesn't work. What you are doing doesn't work, you goddamn morons. You have to do something else. And also, it does work. It depends on what state you're looking at in the United States. But if executed properly, 3 strike laws absolutely work. The vast majority of crimes are committed by an incredibly small percentage of criminals. In 2024, there were a total of 40 criminals in Vancouver who committed among them 6,000 crimes. This has always been the case. There are going to be, in any society, an incredibly small percentage of people who commit the vast majority of your crimes. Yet the Liberal Party refuses to acknowledge this. It has become so inverted a party that they go after people with things like Bill C-63. They go after law-abiding citizens, and they give criminals a free pass. It reminds me of Stalin's USSR. Like, it's exactly what Solzhenitsyn wrote about, where if a criminal is caught with a knife, it's a mistake. But if you're caught with a knife, it's a crime. They refuse to be tough on crime. That's why, if you live in Canada, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It did not used to always be like this. The amount of open crack smoking that you see on our streets on a day-to-day basis is truly shocking. Parliament Hill is right here. I'll show you. I live literally 3 blocks away from Parliament Hill. And on my street, when I'm walking in the morning, I see crack smokers every single day. Every single day while I'm walking in, there's open crack smoking all over the place. And you know why that is? That's a policy decision. That's Liberals pushing these safe supply laws. That's exactly what it is. It's a policy decision. That could be reversed in 2 seconds. If you were not allowed to openly smoke crack, they don't even charge people for having hard drugs on them anymore in Canada because of so-called empathy, but all their empathy winds up doing is hurting your law-abiding citizens. That's exactly what happens. You look at a chart. Harper, crime rates way down. Trudeau, they shoot up. Carney, they continue to shoot up. And Carney doesn't give a shit. You think Carney ever gets out of his motorcade to see what's going on in Ottawa outside of his little bubble? Of course not. He's too busy internationally jet-setting and allowing another 291,000 asylum claimants this year. That versus 9,000 in 2025, an increase of 2,000%. And you know what? You know why he doesn't give a shit about the Canadian middle and lower classes? You know why he says, come on in, I'll throw Canada's sovereignty away? Because Brookfield Asset Management owns 37 billion with a B, dollars worth of real estate in this country. Basic supply and demand. You flood the zone with supply, let millions of people to pour in. Real estate prices are going to go up. You think he gives a damn that in 1960, 60% of 30-year-old Canadians were able to own a home and be married, and now that number is down to 15 in 2025? No, he doesn't. He's like so many of the Liberals. If it doesn't affect their little bubble, they don't give a shit. It's quite entertaining to hear Liberals like Mark Carney talk about how we have to be empaths and we have to let immigrants in because it's the right thing to do. When I can guarantee you, Mark Carney does not live in a neighborhood that's impacted by the 8 million invaders allowed into this country in the past decade. I can guarantee that the transformation in Canada has been unlike anything that I have ever seen. But you can be damn sure that Mark Carney is not seeing the effects, and his buddies at the World Economic Forum and Davos. But these crime bills are just absolutely ridiculous. We continue to see hardened criminals caught again and again and again in Canada and let out, and let out. They refuse to punish criminals. Meanwhile, they try to pass things like Bill C-63 that would see the creation of a digital safety commission and allow them to put law-abiding Canadians under house arrest with an ankle bracelet if they are scared they may say something hateful in the future. I kid you not. So if you walk around brandishing a knife, as several men have in Vancouver, and attack people, you'll get out the next day. But meanwhile, if you are a law-abiding Canadian and another citizen reports that they believe you are likely to say something hateful in the future, they can report you to this Digital Safety Commission where, I kid you not, you can be placed under house arrest, given an ankle bracelet, and have your guns confiscated, not for having done anything, but for the belief that you may be likely to say something hateful in the future. It is an upside down world, and it becomes more and more apparent every day that the Liberals' the goal here is the destruction of our society. You see it clearly when you walk around our streets. The disintegration that we've seen in this past decade is shocking. Many people who haven't visited Canada in a longer period of time don't even recognize the country when they get here, and it's a direct result of these loony Liberal policies that focus on tearing away normal, everyday Canadians' sense of pride, nationalism, and pushing these crazy divisions based on your gender, your sexual orientation. It's divisive, and it's done intentionally so that there's infighting among the lower classes. Will Mark Carney and the Liberals rob and pillage this country blind? Canadians have had a goddamn enough of this madness. I'm going to be hosting a rally Saturday, September 13th, Parliament Hill, noon. Take Canada back. I want thousands of Canadian patriots on the streets. Message me if you're interested in attending. If you want to support, send a super chat, grab a membership on YouTube, like, subscribe. If you're watching on TikTok, please make sure you're following on YouTube, because I have over 10,000 followers now, and the Canadian Party doesn't like dissidents. Let's take this country back.